Really is, and it's about simple founding principles, and I don't even think the items for victory, as I call them, are really that complicated. And one of the things, and I didn't ask you this last night, one of the things I would like to see at some point, if we go back to 1994, I think there are really two models that the conservative movement can follow and duplicate, because I think the problems and the debates we're having today are quite similar. And one would be the Reagan model, and the other would be the contract with America. I'd like to see the Republican Party put down a list of promises and sign a contract or something like a contract. Would that be a good idea in your mind?
You know what's a good idea about that, Sean, is that we don't have to reinvent any wheel here. Mm-hmm. There are proven successes to getting our country back on the right track. Let's just look back in history, as you just pointed out, to Reagan's model and to that contract on America, and let's ask candidates if they can adhere to those, if they believe in those principles because they work. And then reminding candidates, too, that we expect, when we elect our leaders, we expect them to respect our ability to think for ourselves, to keep what we own so we can reprioritize where our income and where our productivity should go, to make our own decisions. Just those simple, fundamental differences than what you're going to see over on the left. Asking candidates if they can just believe in that and then make manifest their belief in those very core conservative principles.
You know, Governor, I watched and I just, with amazement, the speech you gave, and you had a few words written on your hand. And I said on the air the next day, after that became a big story, I said, well, I've got to plead guilty as well, because I've been out on the road and you get busy and you're sitting in a green room. Oh, that's a great idea. And you don't have a piece of paper, and I've done that many times. And I'm thinking, you know, the reaction to that, especially compared to the fact we have a president that I think is pretty comfortable sleeping with his teleprompter. He goes nowhere without it. I found the reaction pretty amazing. What do you think it is that draws this attention to you the way it does?
I don't know, that particular incident, though, it cracked me up afterwards, and if I would have had a microphone in my hand, I would have announced to all the adversaries, hey, get ready to get all wee-weed up, because I do that all the time. That's not the first, and it's not going to be the last time that, on my way up to the stage, I'll write something on my hands or on a piece of paper if it's close by, who cares? But, Sean, then here's the double standard, here's the hypocrisy. Then soon after, one of the stations started showing pictures of Dianne Feinstein. Okay, you, right on. Yeah. Nobody says a doggone thing about other people writing on their hands.
Let me just play just a small montage of the coverage of this, because you would think that this, America was under attack or some big news event had happened. Here.
What was written on her hand?
Sarah Palin, she writes little cheat sheet notes on her hand.
What do you make of the fact she slams President Obama for the prompter, but on her hand, what was that written on her hand?
Sarah Palin had them eating out of the palm of her hand.
Talking points written on her hand.
She may have used a cheat sheet of sorts on her hand. Did Sarah Palin write talking points on her hand?
When you hear that, what does it make you laugh? Does it make you,
It has to make me laugh. Otherwise, man, we would be part of that negative, adversarial, irrelevant argument that continues over on the left, and we're not going to be a part of that. We got other things to tackle, and we have solutions to find, and we're on the road to doing that. So all that kind of stuff, really, I have to keep a sense of humor about it. It cracks me up. By the way, the next day, a couple days later, we were doing a book signing, and we had one person after another. I mean, and there were hundreds and hundreds of people lined up with messages written on their hands as they came up to me and they'd show me, go GOP or go conservatives. It was funny.
Well, it showed you had a great sense of humor. I think it was the next day that you were with Governor Rick Perry and you had put, hi, Mom, on your hand, which was...
Yep, then I knew they'd be looking closely.
Now, you're going to be hitting the road for a lot of conservative candidates. As a matter of fact, our paths are going to cross, I think, a number of times. I know that we're going to be doing an event with Congresswoman Bachmann, and we're going to be on TV that night from Minneapolis. So that's one time I know our paths cross. I know you're speaking at the NRA convention this year. I'm going to be speaking there as well. And a number of other places. Hopefully, I heard you may be coming to Kansas City. I don't know if that rumor is true, but there was a rumor you might be there when we're there also. So you're going to be busy in the course of the next number of months.
Yeah, quite busy, and especially once the kids get out of school in late spring, it's going to be a blast because we're going to be on the road with the family and traveling the states, and I can't wait to do that. You know, I can't wait, too, for this Michelle Bachmann event that we'll get to participate in together. Michelle, too, she's another one. She calls it like she sees it.
She's awesome.
She knows she's awesome. She knows what her priorities are. She doesn't care what the adversaries are going to say. She knows she's going to get clobbered no matter what she says, so she's going to tell the truth, call it like she sees it, provide solutions, and she's exactly what we need there in Congress.
You know, it's funny because one time I introduced her, obviously referring to you. I said, well, the second most hated Republican woman in America. And she goes, no, Sean, I'm the second most loved Republican woman in America. Which I said,
how you look at it.
Well, look, I think one of the things people admire the most about you, Governor, is you have taken so much, and there's been so many personal attacks against you and your family, which frankly anger me personally. You deserve better than this. And you have never backed down. You have never wavered. You have never equivocated. You stay in the arena. You have an enormous impact. One little thing that you put on Facebook can literally change a debate. For example, i.e. death panels and the healthcare debate. And that's why there are so many of us out here that admire everything that you're doing and want to continue to encourage you. Although at times I got to imagine it's pretty difficult.
Well, I appreciate so much that encouragement, and no, I'm able to keep things in perspective. God has so richly blessed my family with good, happy, healthy kids and a great husband and a wonderful place to live and the opportunity to get out there across this great country. I couldn't ask for anything more. God's really, really blessed me, and that, of course, that just allows me to keep all the periphery things in perspective.
All right, I'm going to email you Sarah Evans' hit song, I Could Not Ask for More, because I think that's the perfect segue. Have you ever heard that song?
I don't think I've heard it, but I love the title.
All right, the next time you're on the internet, check just Sarah Evans, I Could Not Ask for More, and because it just fit right into exactly what you said. It was almost directly out of the lyrics. Have you ever thought about writing songs? It might be something there.
Little jingle here or there, yeah.
All right, Governor Palin, we'll look forward. We'll see you definitely in Minneapolis. We'll see you at the NRA convention and maybe a few other places on the road. And as always, we really appreciate, we know how busy your schedule is, to spend time with us. Thank you.
Hey, anytime. Thank you so much, Sean. Keep up the great work for this great country. Talk to you later.
All right, appreciate it. Governor Sarah Palin on the Sean Hannity Show.